Flosstube. It's Caitlin with A Stitch for Mom, and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be a whip update, cross-stitch whip update. I will show you what I've been working on for the past 2 weeks and dive into some previous finishes, some FFOs, and haul. So thank you for joining me. A lot of new subscribers, so thank you. One thing I did just want to go over in case you haven't kind of seen my other videos is a little, not super long intro, just a little bit about me and my name for my channel. So my channel name is A Stitch for Mom, and how that channel came up is I really enjoyed watching mother-daughter duos on Flosstube. I love the interaction. I love that they have this in common. It's so fun to watch, and it makes me think of my mom. So my mom taught me how to cross stitch when I was 12. It was a 4-H project that I did. I actually still have it. It's rough, but my mom taught me how to do it, and I just fell in love with it. And I loved looking through all my mom's old cross stitch stuff and when I was a kid, and she wasn't stitching by the time that I started stitching because her eyesight had just worn out on her, and she had 3 kids and just wasn't a hobby of hers anymore. But I just really loved it, and I loved to talk to her about it. She passed away from pancreatic cancer in 2011, and that was before I really got into cross stitch because I was in college, and cross stitch was like the last thing on my mind. And so sometimes when I see mother-daughter duos or anything like that, it makes me really just wish I had that, wish I was able to share my love, like my deep love of this with my mom, and how much it has changed since she was a stitcher, and how much I think she would absolutely love it. Like, she was into Prim before Prim was a thing. Like, she was ahead of her time, and I just named my channel after her. So it's a tribute to my mom. It's A Stitch for Mom. So that is kind of where my channel name comes from if you're new. So thank you for joining me. A little bit about me. I live in Nebraska. I work in the government. I have a son. He's 2.5. He's a handful if you've seen any other videos. I'm married. My husband has a lot of hobbies. We have a lot of hobbies that we share. So hobbies are a really big part of our lives. So cross stitch is a really big part of my life. So that is a little bit about me. I did want to talk about 2 Flosstubers that I just recently watched. So the first one is Jennifer Spence, I believe is how I say her last name. She just did a Flosstube, like a whip parade 4 days ago. And she stitches very similar things, and I just kind of found her stitching interesting, and I really liked it. Another one was Will It Stitch, and I won't link both of them below. He just did a whip parade 2 weeks ago, and he's got a lot of whips for being a newish stitcher, which you know me, I'm always about the new starts. Let's do all the new starts. So I really enjoyed those 2 Flosstubes. So if you are looking for something new, check them out. All right. We are going to do some previous finishes. I brought 5 previous finishes to show you, not 10, 5. They are Valentine's Day stitches that I have up in my house right now. So the first one is Stitching with the Housewives. It is Jar Full of Roses. This is stitched on 28 count black Joblin. I did use my own colors. I changed the jar. I think it was supposed to be a teal, and I changed it to a pink. And then I think the roses might be Ladybug, and that might be the called for. I don't remember. But it is finished on a pedestal, not a pedestal, this block from Michaels. And yeah, it just sits up. It's a very pretty. I don't remember when I finished it. It was a couple years ago. All right, another finish I have is another Stitching with the Housewife piece. It is Be Mine. It is a little pillow. I stitched this on 32 count powder pink splash Lugana, and I did use my own colors. And the back has a polka dot fabric from Stitching with the Housewives, and then I have this heart shape felt in the back. That's just on. It's not pretty. This is my first pillow I ever made. So it's a work in progress. It's cute though. All right. My next finish is a With Thy Needle and Thread. It is Holiday Hoopla Valentine's Day. This is stitched on 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco, and I did use all the called for colors. I think it's all called for DMC. A lot of 352, 351, 350. This is the second finish I have had this in, and I don't love this one either. So my first one was a wicker basket, and it wasn't sticking in there. And so this one is also having a hard time sticking. It is this thing I got on clearance from Michael's, or sorry, from Hobby Lobby. And it's just not wanting to stick very well. It starts to stick, and then it starts to just go down. So, what is that one? All right. Next finish is another Stitching with the Housewives piece. This is, it's their truck, the Valentine's Day truck, but I don't remember the name of it. So I stitched this on 28 count black Joblin, and I did use my own colors. So originally, I think originally this truck is supposed to be black, and these hearts are supposed to be black, but I actually changed it to pink for the hearts to be pink. Or sorry, the hearts and the truck to be pink. And it sits in this basket that is from Hobby Lobby, and I actually have a couple of these stitched. So I have the sunflower one, I've got this one, I might have the 4th of July one done, and they all sit in this, they all are on this basket, and then I just I just put stuff in the basket that correlates with the stitch. And I'm also missing a magnet on this, so I have to like hold it. When it's sitting down, it's fine. All right, the last previous finish I brought up today is Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries. I can't remember what these are called. So this might be Candy Wishes. But this is, it says Hugs and Kisses and Candy Wishes. So this is, I use my own colors on this. And this is Powder Pink Splash. This must be 32 count Powder Pink Splash Lugana. So this is what it originally looks like, and this is what I did. So I did just change it to more dusty, and I also, Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery always does the little eyes on the guys. And it's just not my vibe, so I just always take them off. So that is my finish on that. And that's Hugs and Kisses by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. All right. Those were my previous finishes. Now on to my FFOs. I've got 2 FFOs to share with you today. One of them is a finish that you've seen, and one of them is a finish that's new. So the first one is Be Mine, which is a roundabout from Stitching with the Housewives. This is stitched on 28 count coffee tea dyed Monaco. I did use my own colors on this. If you want to know exactly what they are, check out my last video. But I finished this in, I was really having a hard time with the fabric, and I'm not sold on this fabric yet, but it works for what I want it for, because I did want to get it out. And it's finished on a pedestal from Paisleys and Polka Dots. I have 2 of them. I have a taller one and a smaller one. And I usually have 2 of these roundabouts finished per season, but I did not get the February one done. Or I didn't get a second Valentine's Day one done. Excuse me. But this is that. It's pretty. All right, my second finish is a new finish. So this is finish number 2 of 2025. And it is the Be Mine by Stitching with the Housewives. Ironically, they're both Be Mine. But this is stitched on 32 count Powder Pink Splash Lugana. And I used my own colors for the leaves and the roses, and then everything else is called for. So I finished this on this little, it's called a decorative vessel. It is from the Target Dollar Spot. It's from 2022, but I was finding really good finishing stuff at the Target Dollar Spot. So, or at least I used to. Not so much anymore, but so then I saw this. I've got a whole tub of like 3 tubs of finishing stuff. So I found this and I was like, oh, this will be perfect. It's just not long enough. So I decided to put a heart right here and just kind of ties it all in together. And it just sits in an easel. So it's very cute. All right, those are my 2 finishes. My first 2 finishes of 2025. I will say I did go to Hobby Lobby to get my Salem Mini Moon a frame, and they do not make frames small enough. So I'm gonna go check out Michael's. And if I don't find anything at Michael's or they can't do what I want them to do, I am either gonna go to a custom frame store, which I worked at a custom frame store, so I know they're expensive, or I'm gonna order one online and just do it myself. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like doing. All right, on to whips. So I only have 4 whips I worked on. 2 of them are new starts too. And you'll see why, because I spent a lot of time on it. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first whip I'm going to show you, and of course I'm on to spring stitching, in case you hadn't realized that with my last video, we've just moved on. We're spring in our house, at least for stitching. So the first one I worked on is Tulip Festival by With Thy Needle and Thread. I started this as a 12 by 12 in 2022, going into 2023. And I have not worked very much on it, but I did get quite a bit done this week. So this is my progress. This is stitched on 36 count. It's Cafe au Lait by Fiber on a Whim. Try to move my light a little bit. There we go. So I stitched this leaf and then this whole, pretty much this whole thing I stitched. And I'm using my own colors. I'm using all Vintage Motto sampler threads except for the green. The green is Endive from whatever, Cottage Garden. But that's pretty true to color. So I would really like to get this one done this year. It's good. It's nice to be making some progress on it. I feel like I haven't made progress on this piece in the past couple of years. And those leaves and those tulips are they're not hard to stitch. It's just a lot of stitching for a little payback, a little payoff. So I will probably pull that out again this week. All right, my next one is a new start. I had 2 new starts in one day. It is Robin Pickens' Season Courier Robin's Spring. I did do the Blue Jay one of these, and I have the rest, but I just love this one. So I am stitching this on 28 count Legacy Lugana from Picture This Plus, and I am using all of the called for colors. And that is the progress I made. That's like a couple hours stitching. I did not stitch on this very much. But yeah, so pretty. So I will hopefully, the last one went really, really fast. So we'll see. We'll see how fast I can stitch it. So I'll probably pull this one out again. All right, my next one was another new start. So this is Float by Plum Street. So this is a newer chart for me. Haven't had it that long, but I really like this. And actually all 3 of these are spring, not Easter to me. And I have a lot of Easter charts and decorations, but not a ton of spring. So that's kind of why I was gravitating towards these versus my whips that I have. So this is stitched on 37 count Russian tea cake. And I am using all the called for colors, and it is all DMC. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you can see it well. So, got the word float, and one of the butterflies started and one of them finished. I worked on this one today a little bit. So pretty. Alright. My last thing I worked on is what took me forever. I'm so proud of it. It looks so good. It is the love of my life. Spring Moon by Plum Street Samplers. All right, so I'll talk through what I'm gonna do on this, but so here is my progress. So my goal for last week was to get the house complete. So I had to fill in all the little boxes and then complete the roof. I got the roof done just under the wire. I think I got it done Saturday night. And then I had met my goal. So I was gonna put it away And then nothing motivates me more than someone telling me I can't do something. So I was telling my husband where I wanted to hang this because I have the perfect spot for it and I know I'm going to get it finished. I'm going to hang it. And I said, yeah, and then I'll do that for the rest of them. And he's like, well, what do you mean the rest of them? And I said, okay, well, there's going to be 4. And he's like, you're going to be 60 by the time you finish all 4 of them. So, challenge accepted. So I was going to put this away, and then I was like, no, I got to keep working on it. So then what I ended up doing is completely filling in the leaves. So this flower was missing a leaf. Then I filled in all the leaves with the darker green. And then I filled in the darker green here for the tulips. And then I started this leaf and I started this flower. So my goal for this, I'm just setting mini goals for myself. I would like to have this completed. I do think I can have this done by March, like by March 21st. That's my goal. I do think it's possible. Is it probable? It's possible. So I've been cutting up into little goals. So my goal for this week, which I probably won't get it because I've been stitching on other things, is so this is what it looks like. My goal for this week is to get this flower done. So because I kind of want this all done, this all done, and this all done, right? And then my week after that, I haven't decided if I want to stitch the beehive or finish the moon and work on some of the stars up here. And then I'm going to do the rest of this stuff is going to be next after that. And then my last thing I'm going to do is that basket. So really, I don't have that much left to do. And I think it is really doable. I just kind of need to focus on it. And honestly, it's good. My eyes get really tired of the dark blue though. So I do need to take breaks, which is why I was working on some other stuff. But it's just so perfect. I love it. I can look at it all day. So pretty. All right. So that's really what took up the majority of my time. If we're being honest, I stitched a lot on this piece. I was telling, this is the biggest piece I've ever stitched. I was telling my husband that, and he's like, you've stitched bigger. And I said, no, look at how tiny my stitches are. This is the most I've ever stitched. So I might have pieces that are bigger, like that piece. Ooh, that piece is big. That's a big piece, but it's a 28 count. So, all right, those were my 4 whips. Now we can move on to haul and plants. So let me pull up my haul. My first thing I got, and I ordered some more, I got Lori Holt's needles. Holy buckets. If you are looking for a fantastic needle, I have never I don't know how to explain how good they are, except for that when I went to go thread my needle, sometimes I have to try it a couple times before I can get it through. Literally, I've never had to do that with a Lori Holt needle. It literally just like slides through. It's like magic. Try Lori Holt needles out. I just got, so I stitch on 28. I stitch with 28s when I stitch on 36 and 40 and 38 and 40 counts. And then I usually stitch on 26 for the lower counts. So I just bought Lori Holt. I just bought the 28 because I just wanted to try it. And then I loved them. So I just purchased 26 and another pack of the 28 because you can never have too many. And the other reason why I needed to buy for some other haul I got. So, and I'll talk about that in a second. Let me just pull it up so it's up. Okay. Okay, so my silver needle order did come in. They were out of one of my charts that I wanted to get, which is kind of a bummer because it was Santa Stops Here and I really wanted to do that one. But that's okay. But I got a whole bunch of floss to kit up some projects, and then I got the following charts. So I got a Country Winter by Plum Street Samplers. When I stitch this, I will probably take out the pink. I'll change that color. But then I got Flirting by Plum Street. For this one, I probably won't stitch the people, or if I do, I will change them into specific people. I got the Gather In by Plum Street. That's a big house. No plans to start this one anytime soon. I got George and Martha by Plum Street. I kind of want to stitch this as Claire and Jamie. I think I told you guys that. But this might be a start soon. There's not that many stitches. I mean, there's not that many. Well, what is the stitch count? 78 by 95. But it's actually not that. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 7 colors. That's not bad. So those are the Plum Streets I got. And then I got one with I Needle and Thread, which is one I wanted for a long time, is Scary Mouse. Look how cute. It's so cute. All right. That was my cross stitch haul. I did a deep dive into felt crafting. I only bought one thing, but we're gonna try it. So I found, and I will link it, it's from the Hoop in Hand. They are folk embroidered felt hearts. I'm gonna try it. So I bought this pattern, and I bought the felt and just a couple other things that I need to do them. The felt should be coming tomorrow, so hopefully I can get this done this weekend. What I want to do with these is make them and then create like a garland with them is what I want to do. But I was just looking for another craft. I might do a video on it. We'll see. We'll see how frustrated I get when I do it. Because it's not a cross stitching. So, let's see. All right, my last little bit of plans is I am going to start Salem Sampler. So I'm going to start Salem Sampler on February 1st, and you are welcome to join me, Salem Sampler Sal. Oh, this is not Salem Sampler. It's the wrong project. Hold on. That's Winter Moon. Okay, I got Salem Sampler right here. So, I am going to start Salem Sampler on February 1st, which is a Saturday, I believe. Yes, Saturday, February 1st. And the reason why I'm going to start this in February is because that's when the Salem Witch Trials actually started, was in February, based off the little research that I did. So, I'm going to start this. I am using the called for 36 count gallows. And I'm using all of the called for colors, which I got more of them. So, you are welcome to join me, Salem Sampler Sal. Now, just because I start this does not mean that I'm going to work on it nonstop. So I will continue to be doing my other stuff. But I did want to get it started. I've seen lots of people working on it, and it's so pretty. This is 168 by 185, so this will be my biggest project I've ever stitched. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. So then I'm going to start that February 1st, so join me if you would like. Salem Sampler Sal. The other thing I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be working on my spring stitching. I will probably work on my spring moon, definitely. Let me pull these up. Ugh. All the ones I showed you I'm going to be working on. I might stitch on none of these. I had pulled this out to stitch, but I didn't stitch it. Too many spring stuff. Oh, I'll show you this too. Okay, I do have another start that I want to do. Okay, so this week, or the next 2 weeks, I will hopefully work a little bit on 'Tis Spring. I did pull this out to start, but then I had to rip some out, so I just gave up. So that's my progress right now. This is 36 count Boardwalk by Color and Cotton. But what I pulled is I pulled Floss for Grandma's Candy Dish. So this is the other with I needle and thread from last year that I did not get started. So I'll just go through my floss real quick for this. So I'm going to stitch this on hog bristle is what I decided to do, because that's what a lot of my other spring stuff is stitched on. So I'm going to stitch this on hog bristle, and these are the colors that I pulled. They're all Color and Cotton. I'm going to stitch, none of these are set in stone because I haven't started it out yet, obviously. But okay, so for the whites, for the bunny, I'm going to use Cozy Sweater. I am going to use Lily Pad for the green, so it's just going to be a little bit brighter. It's more like yellowy. I'm looking for what the call for is. Oh, it calls for Endive. So it's just more yellowy. I'm going to go more pastel-y for my green. Then for the eggs, I pulled 3 colors. I'm going to do Spring Rain, Princess, which is like one of my favorite pinks, and then Eventide for a purple. So it's definitely going to be more. It's going to be more. And then I'm going to use Saffron for the yellow, for the chick. And then the brown, right now I have Ring Toss pulled as a lighter brown. So let me pull all these together. But I haven't started this yet, but I thought maybe 2 starts last week was enough. And I'll just save this one for a later date. But I will start this one. It is too cute. It's actually my favorite. I like the bunny basket, but I did really like this Easter one. So these are the colors I'm going to use. That yellow seems a little bright. I don't know. I might change that, but the rest of them are working really well. All right. So that is my plans for the next 2 weeks. Then I don't think I have anything massive happening. No, nothing big happening. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have any other life updates. I don't think I do. I think we're good. So, if you made it this far, thank you for joining me. Sorry I ramble, but I really do appreciate it. I've really been enjoying doing these videos a little bit more than I have in the past. They don't feel as daunting to me, which has been nice, which is why you've seen my face more often. I have had this channel for over 6 years, and I have been filming Flosstube videos for over 6 years, but I don't do it on a consistent basis, but I'm really trying to work on that. So, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe, so that way I can be motivated to do more content. But let me know if you're joining my Salem Sampler sale. That could be fun. We could share our progress. All right, I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.